actually getting up in the morning when your first alarm goes off. Rather than setting multiple alarms, I've found it useful to set your phone or whatever you may be using as an alarm clock on the other side of the room, so you've got to get up in order to shut it off. The biggest problem for me is the actual getting up portion, but once I'm up I find it easier to stay up. Done that. End up getting up real quick, turn off and dive bomb to bed to continue sleeping. The way I solved it for myself was to make it more painful to stay in bed than to get out of bed. That meant paying money if I didn't get up. I built an app to charge me $10 goes to charity if I didn't get up and scan my toothpaste barcode within 5 minutes of my 7 a.m. alarm. If anyone's curious, app is called Nuge Alarm Clock. Get a cat. Feed the cat as soon as your alarm goes off. Eventually the cat will paw at your face before the alarm goes off. My body will autonomously get up and turn that shit off without ever waking me up. I'd need that alarm on wheels that rolls around the room. Then what do I do while lying in bed waiting for sleep? I'd sleep through it. If it's on the other side of the room, it'll never be loud enough to wake me up. I used to be a snoozer. Sometimes up to an hour before dragging myself out of bed. One day it occurred to me that I don't feel any better after doing my snooze routine than I do when I just get up first go. The only difference is that the longer I snooze, the more rushed I am. Since then, I just get up on the first alarm. So TLDR, I made a conscious decision to do it. I just get up as soon as my alarm goes off. My wife sets 2 alarms and snoozes them both about 3 times each, which drives me crazy. I love being set an alarm in years. I have children, and a stressful job. I haven't used an alarm in almost a decade. I just wake up now. My body knows it is time. It sounds magic, but I assure you it is a curse. Get the Apple Army, makes you get to scan an QR code that you placed somewhere else. I get up now within seconds. Now the greatest danger is the temptation to snuggle into the bed again. I'd rather wake up once instead of waking up 10 times every 5 minutes like my wife. I can't trust anyone who gets up on the first alarm. I have 5 set for the hour before I need to leave for work. Thankfully I only take 10 minutes to get ready, for the first 4 alarms are warm-ups before I actually get up. Then I have 3 more alarms set to try to not be too late. This is also one of many reasons my husband and I sleep in different rooms most nights. I have 4 steps to the end of my room. I get up, still sleeping, turn the alarm off and get back into bed. The real life hack is to stop waking up to alarms, go to bed early enough and get enough sleep instead. Stopping hitting snooze changed my life. I feel so much better when I wake up now. I also have a sleep app that wakes me up in a 30-minute window, when I am in my lightest sleep. Everything about waking up is. Try this 1-2 routine as soon as the alarm goes off. While on your back, lift your legs and pedal an invisible bicycle. Blood will shoot into your heart and in turn get sent quickly to your brain. The effect is pronounced, but temporary. The minute you feel truly awake, get up immediately and go to the kitchen for a full glass of water. Since you're dehydrated, you will still feel heavy without the water. You won't feel like going back to bed afterwards. I cracked the code 1. Put your phone in a place where you have to stand up and take a few steps. 2. Set your alarm for 1.5 hours before you have to wake up. 3. Place a caffeine pill on your screen so that you have to lift it to turn your alarm off. 4. Take the pill. Mine are 200 milligrams, which is a little more than 2 cups of coffee. 5. Go back to sleep. The caffeine will kick in after 20-45 minutes and you just kind of open your eyes. 6. Procrastinate. 7. Realize that you are still up on time. 8. Be happy with yourself for accomplishing your first goal of the day. Put your phone on the other side of the room. This changed my life. If this works for you, full props. I've tried it. Thinking nighttime me is going to get over on morning me. but I forget these are two different people, and end up cursing myself out for pulling this crap last night as I search for the snooze button. I taught myself a long time ago to get up on the first alarm. The key for me is mentally knowing the day prior that I have to be up at a certain time. I also have learned that I feel terrible if I get too much sleep or if I sleep through alarms. So I pretty much just know how to avoid feeling like shit for myself. My sleep specialist said that it's easier to get up in the morning if you get up the same time every day, even on out. He's right. Also, going to bed when you're tired makes it easier to set the schedule. At first I wasn't going to bed till like 1 AM and getting up at 6, now I go to bed at about 1030, and it's easier to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake feeling like I actually got some rest. I have a sunrise alarm that gradually lights up the room, and it was a game changer. I wake up to dawn and bird song. So easy, no harsh alarm. I truly recommend getting an alarm that does the sunrise light thing with a normal sound alarm at the end. It is a little bit annoying to start waking up earlier, but when my alarm goes off my brain is more ready to wake up, and I spend a lot less time on my phone in the morning trying to get that awake feeling. You should really try it. I got a cheap one off of Vinted. This exact hack is posted at least twice a month. I'd add that after the alarm goes off, go into a bathroom or something similar, and turn the lights on. Under no condition do you lay or sit down. I'll admit it's painful, but after a few weeks of this it'll become habit and you'll be up and at it without a struggle. I'm a weirdo that doesn't need an alarm. I know the time I need to wake up and my body just does it. Not for everyone, but works for me. Get CPAP machine, get real sleep, get up no problem. There are even alarms that make you solve math questions before you can turn them off. And there is one that shoots a disc across the room and make you fetch it and put it back in order to switch off the alarm. I used to set my alarm, retired now, for the time I needed to get up. And I got up when it went off. I had no desire to wake up to a math problem every few minutes until it was time to actually get up. I used to have an alarm clock that had a little helicopter thing on the top. When the alarm went off, the helicopter would spin and take off in a random direction in my room. In order to turn the alarm off, you had to find the helicopter blade thingy and reattach it to the alarm clock. I usually leave out a little line of code between me and the clock. Rather than. In high school, I had a baseball alarm clock. The baseball alarm sat on a charging cradle. When the alarm went off, impact was the snooze button. The idea was that you threw it into your room, and then in 9 minutes, you'd have to get up and find it. I got used to it, and just tapped it on the dresser to enable snooze. The alarm did eventually die though, on a cinder block wall, after a particularly bad night's sleep. It's not that I have multiple alarms because I can't get up, it's because I don't trust my phone well enough that each alarm will work. The first alarm is just the 5-minute warning to tell my second alarm it's almost time to go off. The one for me isn't till like 8th in line. Use an app called Alarmy. It makes you do different things in order to stop the alarm. You realize you can just say, "Hey Siri, cancel alarm," right? I didn't think it would make a real difference, but I've been waking up better after getting one of those sunrise alarms. It has a light on it that slowly gets brighter starting about 30 minutes before the set alarm time. Then it starts playing a gentle alarm noise. Unless I'm really stubborn, I usually get up with it pretty easily. The gradual light helps your brain realize it's time to start doing stuff, I guess. I keep my wake-up alarm in an entirely different room and it works quite well. It's a pain when she wakes up early though. Yay, nighttime me ain't falling for that shit. My first and only fitness tracker Fitbit Charge 4 has a smart wake feature that monitors your sleep cycle and wakes you up at your lightest stage of sleep closest to your alarm time. So if you want to wake up by 7, it will wake you up no later than that, so maybe 6:43 before you start going into a deeper sleep stage. I'm curious which other fitness trackers or smartwatches do this.